Hey guys, today I want to tell you how I lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks and how you can too. Well, actually, I think I already made that video. I need to check and make sure, but I think I made that video a little more than a year ago. But what happened was I lost that weight back in 2019 and then COVID happened and I put some of it back on. Not all of it, but some of it. And now I have a wedding to get ready for. My wedding is just a matter of weeks away. And so I need to lose 30 pounds before that day. So I am inviting you to join me and watch me and maybe cheer me on. I would love it if you would cheer me on in the process. I'm going to post very short, brief daily updates just to say what I've eaten or if I got in my workout or whatever, mainly as a diary for myself. But if you guys can keep me accountable and help me stay motivated, that would be so fabulous. But I promise you, because I've done this before and I know what I'm doing and I know how to do it again, I promise you are going to see the weight start to fall off of me because it has every single time I've done this, as long as I stick to it properly. So last year, I was trying to get back on plan and a million things happened all at one time. And so that kind of threw me off. I did lose some weight, but then I gave in to temptation and everything. But this time I know for sure I'm not going to give in to those temptations because I have a wedding to get ready for and I'm determined, just like I was determined back in 2019. I knew it was going to work. So today I also want to tell you why I knew it was going to work when I first found out about the program. Now, you may be wondering, what program am I talking about? Is this something that's going to cost money? If you are someone that is here searching for a solution, for a permanent solution to your weight gain, now let me explain. I know I did put weight on, but it was not the program's fault. It was mine. I take full responsibility for that because COVID, right? So, anyway, I know that it works and I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I used to be a coach for this program. I am not a coach anymore. I just know that it works. And so I want to tell you all about my experience with it. But first, I want you to know that I struggled with my weight since 2009. I put on, I don't even remember how much now, but I put on a lot of weight in 2009 after being diagnosed with fibromyalgia. For those 10 years, I tried every diet known to man, every health program, the shakes, the everything, diet pills, all of it. Nothing was working for me, nothing. And so I would get frustrated and give up. And I just started to feel like I was doomed to being stuck in this unhealthy body. And I was so disappointed because I was a single mom and I really believed that there was a man out there for me that I could spend the rest of my life with. And I believe in marriage and I really truly believed that there was someone out there for me, but I did not feel worthy of receiving any love from anybody. So I kind of kept myself locked away and off the market because I didn't feel worthy. But something clicked in 2019 and I think I had hit rock bottom. And at that point I was like, I, something has got to give. I mean, I was getting so depressed. I had developed plantar fasciitis, so my feet were hurting. I used to wear the cutest high-heeled shoes and things like that, and I couldn't. I was stuck in orthopedic shoes, and I was in my early 40s at the time, and I was just heartbroken that at that young of an age I was already having all of these health issues. And it just it was a terrible position to be in. And I finally just said, I cannot do this anymore. And I was praying about it. I was like, God, please show me what do I need to do to get my health back under control once and for all. And lo and behold, a few days later, I met my son's teacher at he was in the 7th grade at the time. He just turned 19, so we know how long ago that was. I became friends with her on Facebook. It's a long story, but anyway, long story short, I saw her posting some photos of her before and after, and I was like, whoa. And then she posted pictures of the food that she was eating, and I was like, how? And so I asked her about it, and she asked if she could set up a call with me. And so before that call, I told myself, I do not have the money for anything. If she's going to try to sell me something, I do not have the money for it. But I also knew what would and would not work for me because, like I said, I had tried everything. So we got on the call, and as she's going through the program details, oh, by the way, if you don't know what the program is yet, now, if you are familiar with this program, I still encourage you, if you have a bias, whether you like it or not, I still encourage you to listen so that you understand the science behind it, okay? For 2 reasons. If you aren't familiar with this program, I'm not telling you about this because I'm trying to sell you on it. I'm not. I'm just letting you know that it worked for me. But here's the thing, I know why it worked. And so I know exactly what you need to do if you don't want to invest in this program. I know exactly what, if your body is like mine and you have struggled and you've tried everything, I'm telling you, if you follow this program, you don't have to buy the food. I can tell you what to do to achieve these same results, okay, with just your regular grocery store food. The thing is, on the program, the food makes it easy for you. That's what the program is about. It's the convenience of not having to try to figure this out. But I'll get to more of that here in just a moment. So, as she's going through the details and everything, she told me her personal story. I was blown away as she was explaining. I'm trying to remember all of the details of exactly what sold me on it so quickly. But as she explained the science behind it, it was clicking with me, and I was like, "Yep, okay, I could see that that would work for me. This would work. I could actually do this." I really felt like, "Oh my gosh!" Before we even got off the phone, I was like, I have found the solution. I really truly have. I have found a way to finally get this weight off after I had struggled for 10 years, guys. And I'm not kidding you. I tried everything and I was so miserable in that body. And I I worked in the business community and I had to be in a lot of photos and take a lot of photos and stuff. And I would look back at them and just cringe and be so disgusted with myself. And if anybody can relate to that, that's why I want to tell you why this program worked so that if you don't want to do the program, you know what the key is. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. So, on this program, you have 6 meals a day. I know for some people that only eat a meal or two a day, that sounds crazy, but it's very small portions. And what it does is it regulates your blood sugar throughout the day so that you don't have these insulin spikes, okay? And that is what keeps you from ever being able to burn fat. Now, I was very guilty. I worked long, late hours. I almost never took a lunch break. I always worked through my lunch because the office was closed during lunch and quiet, so I could actually get stuff done without the phones ringing off the wall and people coming in and out. So I would work through lunch. And anyway, long story short, a lot of times I would not leave the office until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I still had young kids at home. And like I said, I was a single mom. So we were on a tight budget. So a lot of times I would just grab fast food and take it home because by that point I'm starving to death. My boys are calling me saying they're starving to death. And I'm at that point, I'm just too tired to go home and cook. I want to sit down and spend time with my boys, right? It's late. I don't want to be in the kitchen. I just want to sit down and have a meal with them. So a lot of times we'd just grab fast food. So even when I would do meal prep and everything, the weight just still would not come off because, like, I might cook a casserole or something, not having eaten all day and I'm starving to death. So I would overindulge at that meal at night and then go to bed, within an hour or two later. And so it just wasn't it's not the right way to get your body regulated, right? Okay. So when she told me about the 6 small meals, I was like, okay, that makes sense. So what if you are getting ready to start program, I'm going to kind of walk you through how it works because I know a lot of coaches don't really tell their clients what to expect before they get everything because I think they don't want to overwhelm them. But I'm not that way. I am a detail person. I need my details. I need them up front. So if anybody else is like that, if you're not a detail person, maybe skip past this part because I don't want to overwhelm you. But if you are a detail person and you need to know what's happening and what's going on, then this is for you. So, okay, so you have the 6 meals, but you only purchase or you're only responsible for 1 meal a day. Okay. And I'll explain that more in a minute. That's called your lean and green meal. And it's 1 serving of lean protein and 3 servings of greens or vegetables. Okay. So they have all kinds of recipes that you can find online. There's recipe books, free ones, not anything you have to purchase, but there's all kinds of recipes for lean and green meals because the serving size of your lean protein, so it can be like fish or beef or chicken or whatever, um, there's a chart that tells you like if it's 4 ounces or 6 ounces or whatever your measurement's going to be for that product. Okay, so on this program you do cut out sugar and grains and stuff. So when I heard that, my ears really perked up because I was like, I knew that the when I could lose a little bit of weight here and there, it was always when I went sugar and grain free. And that's also always when my body would feel the best from the fibromyalgia, was when I was sugar and grain free. So I knew that I needed to be off of those things. So when I heard that this program supported that and that it was based on that, I was like, okay, there's something to this. I understand this program understands what our bodies actually need. So I like that. So then she told me the other 5 meals a day you receive in your package, and you get like a monthly meal kit, and each meal you eat 5 a day, but each one is only 110 calories, 11 grams of protein. Now I can't remember all my details, but it's low fat, low sugar, all of that stuff. They are all nutritionally optimized. So basically, like you can swap them all in and out. They all have the same nutrients in them. Each fueling has 24 vitamins and minerals. So you are loading yourself with protein. So when I heard this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like this program was made for me because I've always been told I do not eat enough protein. I just struggle to get protein. And even when I have used like Fitbit or any of the MyFitnessPal or anything to track my eating, I could eat salad and stuff all day long, but I just don't get enough protein. So to find out that each one of these fuelings has 11 grams of protein, so think about that, and you're eating 5 of them, so that's 55 grams of protein just right there. And then that 6th meal that you actually get to choose when you have that meal. Okay, your lean and green meal, you can have it for breakfast or lunch or dinner, and you can change it up from day to day. So like if I had a big business deal going on, but I knew I could eat healthy at it, for lunch, for the workday, then I would just plan on that's going to be my lean and green. So I'll fix the boys something different for dinner. Or if I didn't have those things happening, or sometimes I would have breakfast meetings too. So, I would plan it around that. But if I didn't have those things happening with work, then my lean and green, I always had it at night so that I could have it with my boys. And like I said, they have a bunch of recipes. So I would make sure that I was making the recipe based on enough for my kids. And then I would let them go through. I had printed off all of the recipes and created myself a binder of all of the recipes. And I had my boys go through and mark on them which ones they were willing to try. And then we kind of started with those. And so that way I learned which ones, because they are healthy. So, I wanted to make sure they weren't going to just pick at it, which they're pretty good eaters. But so anyway, so when she was explaining all of that to me, and I thought I could see how this could work, because I knew that one of my biggest struggles was that I would starve myself all day long, and then be starving when I got home, and then be too tired to do anything. So I knew that this thing, my biggest struggle was not really knowing what to cook, or how to prep and make sure that I was getting the proper nutrients, because it seemed like every time I tried to change my eating habits or anything, I was always lacking in something, right? And so I just never could get my body to shed the weight. I could lose 10 pounds here and there, but never, I mean, I was 80 pounds overweight, I believe. Yeah, I was 80 pounds overweight. And so um, I just never could dial it in and figure out how to get it to finally just let go of all that stubborn fat, right? I knew just listening to that it was all about the science. I knew that because the program gives you all five fuelings, and then all I would have to think about. I also think that I had decision fatigue whenever, because I had tried so many different programs and stuff, and I was just tired of trying to figure out what to eat, right? So having those fuelings, and then what you do is you have your first fueling within 30 minutes of waking up. So it can be your lean and green if you want. So sometimes I would just do like scrambled egg whites with some spinach and some bell peppers and onions, and just scramble that up, and that would be my lean and green. Um, and then after you have that, then you've got your five fuelings for the rest of the day. Now, for the first 4 days on program, your body is detoxing, and you're kind of getting rid of all of that junk. And when I was coaching, I used to tell my clients, when we placed their order, I always told them, start detoxing now, and it'll make it a whole lot easier on you. Because that's what I did. As soon as I ordered, I knew it was going to be a few days before my kit got there, but I just immediately cold turkey quit um, sugars and grains, so that on my day one it wasn't quite as bad as it would have been. That, because when you're cutting out all that stuff, you can sometimes get headaches, and sometimes I get a little feverish whenever I first start over. It's amazing how much it clears, like the brain fog and stuff, if you have ever dealt with anything like any of that type of stuff. Okay, so after you have that first fueling of the day, then what I always did was, because you want to space your fuelings out 2.5 to 3 hours apart. This keeps you from getting too hungry, and you start to get regulated to where you don't even think about, I mean, you're not even hungry when that next fueling comes around. Now, the first couple of days you are, but by day 4, you will not believe how much easier it is by day 4. It's amazing. But I could tell by like day 3, my first time on the program, like just doing this, I was like, oh my gosh, I can feel such a difference. And then like my thighs, they weren't rubbing like they used to. And I was so blown away by all of that. I always spaced my fuelings 2.5 hours apart with my alarm anyway. And then that way, while I was working, my alarm would go off to let me know that it was time for my next fueling, but then I knew that I had like 30 minutes to make time for it, right? Like if I was right in the middle of working on something, then I could just, but usually the fuelings are very small. So usually I would get it. And I always try to break them into very small bites and kind of stretch it out, especially in the beginning when you're still trying to get used to eating such few calories. You want to space it out. And if you really struggle, I always make sure to take a big old swig of cold water in between every bite. It helps you slow down and really process the food. But the great thing about it is that every fueling is giving you all of those vitamins and nutrients. And that was the thing that I could not figure out on my own. I could not eat enough vitamins and minerals to keep my body healthy without going way over on the calories. And if I cut the calories, I was not getting the right vitamins and nutrients, right? And so, and here's the other thing too, if you're not feeding your body the right vitamins and minerals that it needs, you stay hungrier because your body is trying to tell you it needs something. That's why you have those cravings and everything. Your body, of course, when you've got all the bad stuff in you, you have bad cravings. But even once you've detoxed, when you do have any cravings or anything, which you, after I detox, my cravings go away. But anyway, what I'm trying to say though is that we still need certain nutrients, and that was where I was struggling before, was trying to get the nutrients that I needed and trying to figure it all out. Okay, so what convinced me to do this in the first place is that as she started breaking it down and explaining it all to me, she asked me like to add up how much I think that I would spend if I went to the grocery store to go buy all of that stuff myself, to have the five nutritionally optimized fuelings per day. So we're talking about five, like 30 days in a month, right? Five of those a day, that's 150 meals, right? Like just the thought of having to think of 150 things to eat is very overwhelming to me. I don't know about you guys, but just knowing that that was being taken off my plate, I could just relax and just do what I needed to do, and I could focus on getting myself healthy without having to focus on what I was actually going to eat. That's what sold me. But then when I started thinking about the cost and everything, um, my mind started to shift because I really went into it thinking I'm not purchasing anything. And I, as I learned more about the program, I was like, there's no way I could do what this program is offering. There's no way I could do it on my own, especially not for the price that it is. Because I guarantee you, if you tried to come up with 150 mils over a 1 month period, you would spend way more than what you're going to pay on this program. So I don't know what it costs nowadays because I have so much of it still left over because I kept my monthly shipments up even when I wasn't on program. So I still have a lot of product. So I don't know what it is now. But when I got started, it was $350 for the whole month, for the first month. And that was it, $350. And so like that was my grocery bill for the entire month. And now that my kids are out of here, um, and it's just me, I mean, Art's here on the weekends or we see each other on the weekends, but during the week, it's just me. So a lot of times I do just eat the fuelings. I don't spend very much money at the grocery store ever because I have my Optavia products. Honestly, I do not think that I really don't think the cost is a big deal. My mom said one time that she said, it's so expensive. And I was like, I know you spend more than $350 at the grocery store every month. I know you do. And so I think people forget that it cuts out what you have to buy at the grocery store. You're not, I mean, all you're going to buy at the grocery store for yourself anyway is your lean protein and some vegetables. That's basically it. And everything else is in the program. And it is different if you have kids. You still have to buy food for them and everything. But for my parents, I tried to get them to do it because it would be so beneficial for them. Like, they have no kids at home. They could easily do this, but they're stubborn. But I'm telling you all of this to say, I invite you to come watch me over the next month, and you are going to see this weight just fall off of me. And I know this because it happened before, and I know that I can do it again. Come watch me lose weight for my wedding. Literally, you're going to watch me lose the weight. Oh, also, I'm going to show you guys my weight loss graph from back then to show you how well it went down, because I never had a gain the whole time I was on the program. The first time, I never had a gain. I have since then because I cheat. I don't, in the past, I have cheated. And this time I won't, because I have my wedding to get ready for. So I'm committed and determined this time around. It's all about your mindset. You have to go into this with the right mindset. If you tell yourself you can do it, I promise you can do it. If you are iffy about it, you're not going to do it. So just save yourself the money and don't do it. But if you are determined, like I was, and like so many other people, I have never seen anybody fail at this program if they were determined to do it. It's all about the mindset, but also it's all about the science. The science adds up. You just have to look at it. Dr. Wayne Anderson is the one who came up with the program, and I'm serious, you guys. He is a genius. If you really dig in and research the company, you'll see what I'm talking about. I thank him because he gave me my life back. I don't know that I would still be here if I hadn't accomplished the weight loss that I did in 2019. And I certainly wouldn't have met Art, because I would have never put myself out there in a position to meet him. So I am thankful for that. And we're getting ready to get my healthy back. So I hope you will join me and just watch and see, and I'll show you exactly how well it works. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Again, I am not a coach, not trying to sell you on anything. If you have a coach, I encourage you to stay in contact with your coach, but you are more than welcome to comment here, to watch my videos. I'm making them so that I can share and encourage others. That's it. I don't need anything from you. I just want to help you. I just want to share my journey to encourage you and motivate you. And like I said, even if you're not doing Optavia, I'll give you some more tips in the future too about how you can do it without doing Optavia. But like I said, trying to come up with 5 fuelings a day that are 110 calories and 11 grams of protein and low fat and low sugar and have 24 vitamins and minerals, good luck. Good luck. That's going to be a lot of mental stress on somebody to do that. But if you want to do it that way, that's totally fine. Make sure that you are spacing your meals apart about every 2.5 hours, and that you're keeping each one of those fuelings at 110 calories each. And then your lean and green, your dinner, remember, 1 lean protein, 3 greens or vegetables. That usually runs about 400 to 500 calories for your dinner. Try doing that if you don't want to do Optavia. I'm going to keep sharing more updates. I'm doing Optavia because I need the convenience of it. I need to know that I'm getting the right nutrients at every 2.5 hour interval. I need to know that I'm getting that. And I know that if I try to do it on my own, not only would I spend hours trying to figure it out and get the right balance of everything, but I know I would spend a ton more money than what I spend by purchasing Optavia. So there's that. So anyway, this is me going the second mile for you so that you don't have to. And I hope you will come walk this second mile with me while we do this 2.0 health journey, right? I'm going to try to post every day for at least the next 30 days so that you guys can literally watch this weight melt off of me. All right, guys, I wanted to show you my weight loss graph from way back then and then show you like how I have gained. I don't want to like share the weights. That's kind of personal, but I just want you to see how it has gone down and then when it went back up. So you can see here from the time I started how it went down. It went way down. And then this one right here was, this was right in the middle of COVID. That was when I actually got COVID. And so you can see from there, it just started going up. And then watch what it has done since 2020, okay? It has gone up, and then it's gone back down, and then it's gone up, and then it's gone back down, and then it's gone up, and back down, and up and down, and up and down, and up and down. And right now it's up. So, but you can see it's not nearly as up as it was in the beginning, right? Because see, here's where we were in the beginning. It's not nearly there, but it's definitely gone up and down, but that's my fault. It's only my fault, nobody else's but mine. And we're getting ready to take it down for the last